So Shirley, you work here. How
Yes.
long have you been working here?
5 years.
So have you experienced anything interesting in those 5 years?
Quite often we'll come in the morning and things have been moved. So obviously, so we can see they've been moved because they're so noticeable. Lots of young people don't like being in here, especially teenage girls. We
Right.
get quite a few of those.
In any particular part of the building or just everywhere?
It's mainly in that gallery.
Oh, I see. So, and you said things have been moved around, so, and there's obviously no one here at night in the building?
No,
so
no,
it's-
we've had things moved from upstairs, downstairs and vice versa.
Right. So what things have been moved?
Well, various cooking items, obviously, because it's a kitchen shop. But before I worked here, a vase of flowers the flowers were removed from the vase and laid in a line in front of the door.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand you've had a personal experience as well, haven't you?
Yeah, the one and only here.
Do you want to show me where that happened?
Yeah, that was through here. Right, it was the end of the day. I was the last, I thought, going up the stairs. So I was running up the stairs like this. When I got to here, I stumbled and somebody caught me and pushed me back.
Really?
So I turned around to say thank you, but there was nobody there.
So this is, I believe, known as a gallery,
Yes, it's a short gallery.
and a lot of people have uneasy feelings here, I understand.
We do get people coming here who do not like being in this room at all. There is a lot of history in this room, and one being the signature on the window here.
Yes, I just noticed that. It's Miss Sparrow.
It looks like Alfie Sparrow, but
Yeah,
that's
Alfie
how they used to do
Sparrow,
the S's.
Oh, right,
So
I
they
see.
dated that through 1740.
1740.
Yeah.
So have you ever experienced anything in this corridor? Because I noticed the floor's a bit uneven. Is
No.
that why do you think perhaps?
I think a lot of people feel a bit uneasy because the floor really does slope downwards and they're walking along and they're not aware of that.
And then it's suddenly just sort of tilting one side.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the East Anglian Ghost Hunters, and today we're in Ipswich at the Ancient House in the Butter Market. Now this house dates back to the 1600s and it's alleged that it's a haunt, excuse the pun, of a ghost. Well, we're here to find out, is that true? So let's go and join Paul Salmon, our psychic medium, when we start the investigation. So Paul, we're in this lovely building. First impressions?
Lovely bit of history, I imagine, John, going back a few hundred years.
Certainly.
But I've got something as we came in the door. It's like, I imagine other people get psychic stuff going on as well, not just me being a medium. But I'm sure some of the public have come in and experienced something going on. There's a lot of history here.
They have. Yeah.
And like coming in the front door, it's like walking into a tunnel, if you like.
A tunnel?
Yeah, strange, isn't it? Like a vortex. Sort of weird
A vortex,
thing going on. Like,
because the tunnels is significant, but you don't feel it's actually a
right,
real
not
tunnel.
a real tunnel, it's like a going back in time sensation.
Like the old time tunnel?
Time tunnel.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I was a lad, yeah, on TV. But that's weird, but I know customers, I just know that people have felt things in here.
That's true, that's correct.
And that's what we're going to do today.
Hope so. Do you want to lead on?
Let's go. Well, John, I'm feeling a bit sick down here.
Sick?
A bit nauseous and a bit, like claustrophobic. My throat's sort of sealed up a bit,
Right, yeah.
But I'm sure things have been seen to move around,
They have, yeah.
There's a little noise here just now.
Yes, it was.
And I'm sure people working here have come down and felt uncanny, and seen things being moved. My guides just said galley to me as if I'm on board a ship, and that sounds a bit strange.
A ship?
And they said to go back and forward to London as well. And Canterbury's been mentioned.
Canterbury?
Yeah, I don't know why, I can't tell you why, it's just been said to me. And I have a man with me actually.
Right.
He just said, I like my tin bath.
Do you like his tin bath?
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? But I can only give you what I get,
Yeah.
Well, you know that's how I work. I like my tin bath. I used to have a tin bath here.
Right.
I don't know if it's just here, it might be upstairs somewhere. But that's what he enjoyed. He enjoyed a good soak. He was a bit rotund man. This is going back a couple of hundred years. And there's a break with tradition, he just said.
Break with tradition.
I don't know what that is, I might pick it up later on. There's a break with tradition. people knew about it.
Connected with this building or just in the area generally?
No, in the area generally, but the hub of it was here.
Right.
Because the man was at the centre of it. Going on about trees, he liked trees as well, but
Trees.
I know we're not near the street now, but I can see sheep going down the road. Sheep, processions of people enjoying themselves, and bad times as well, like people protesting about things as well. Well, John, we heard a few clicks in here, didn't we?
We did.
A few taps. And as you know, I don't usually do this, but why don't you ask if someone's here?
Just call out.
Just call out.
Okay. Is there anybody here? If there is, make your presence known. Tap, move something, even touch one of us.
I've got that guy with the tin bath coming in.
He's coming in again?
Yeah, he made his presence known here. He's a quiet man, but he had impact. He established himself as something here. He's like a sergeant major type person, well, you know what I mean by sergeant major.
Sort of official.
Yeah, officialdom. But he's dressed in uniform, like from the Regency period.
Regency? Early 19th century then?
I guess so, but I don't think he owned the building. I think he just frequented.
Right.
But people knew about him for sure. And there's a connection with Norwich and London with him.
Right.
And sending out the post, like important documents by horse-drawn carriage, you know. I'll get the name Jake or Jack associated with him as well.
That's his name, or just...
I'm not sure, but I'd love it to be.
Yeah.
I do hope it is. But that's what I'm being told. It's associated with him at that time.
So is he here in spirit, or is it he just comes back occasionally? He's here all the time?
I think it's my guides telling me about him.
I see.
Really.
Okay. Yeah.
But his energy's here. Do you know what, John?
Yeah.
I'm going to contradict myself.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got a sense of joy here. I've been really happy and established, but at the same time, a sense of panic.
Really?
Yeah.
In this particular area?
Well, I'm just getting it here, and I felt so tired coming upstairs. And it wasn't me, you know, it's like, I've just been so weak. But this place is a place of contradictions and paradoxes, and it's just, 1 minute I'm joyful, next minute all lethargic, and I want to give up. Here we go, John, contradiction time again. Now I know this is a grand building of grandeur, if you like. It's meant to be seen by the public as being established and in charge of whatever went on here. But as you came in that door, there's a sense of being at home as well. That someone lived here, I'm sure they lived here as well. It's a home and an office, if you like.
It was a home.
It was a home.
Isn't it? It's in its early period, it was a house.
Yeah, I guess so. But then, as we came in, I saw a black shadow.
Here?
Just in this gallery, not out there, not where we came from.
Right.
Just here.
But that's very significant.
Is it?
Well, I do know for a fact that members of the public and the staff have an uneasy feeling in this area. So as it's called a long gallery, and lots of people shoot through here because they don't like to linger.
Do they?
So there's a bad presence, people have said.
It
So
does feel it's on the tad side of bad, I must admit.
Any more information?
Not at this time. I got a monk.
A monk?
But this wasn't a monastery or anything.
This building does have a religious connection, but I was going to talk
Does it
about
really?
a bit later, yes.
Because my guide just said monk to me.
Okay.
And I've just got to repeat what I hear.
Yes, of
'Cause,
course.
You know, that's interesting.
So Paul, what do you think of that?
You're not going to tell me that says sparrow, surely?
It is, it says
So
sparrow.
I'm going to kick myself now, John.
Why, what's
In
happened?
that cellar just now, I heard a bird tweet, you know?
Yeah, you did.
And
yeah.
I just got sparrow in my head. Now,
Really?
I thought it was just because I heard a bird and I associated sparrow. So I didn't say anything. But now...
Well, I'll have to,
you know,
I'll have to tell you,
sparrow.
yeah, in the owners were the Sparrow family. The original owners.
See, I could have said blackbird or something downstairs.
Yeah.
It's
And they believe it dates from the 18th century, that.
Mm.
But yeah, the Sparrow family owned this house.
Before you said that, I got 1750. Well, I got 17 something, and I got. It was a point.
Well, you're about, I think that's about 1740, so you're about 10 years out.
Really?
That's amazing, Paul.
Let's move on.
Yes, okay. So, Paul, we're in the main gallery. You picking anything up?
I am. I sense a little girl, and she just said, "I spent my childhood here." And it was a childhood because she moved on. She wasn't here as an adult. I'm getting her about 7 or 8, and she's saying, she's quite wise, you know. I saw the cheating, what was going on.
Cheating?
There's cheating.
In what way?
I don't know which way, but she said I knew what was what, even at a young age.
Any time period for this?
No, I just can't get a handle on the time. Blonde-haired girl, dress coming out there, but she played here.
Well, this would have been the hub of the household, so that does fit.
And it was a home.
Yes, it was a home, as I said before.
But people came to visit at work. And I've got a man with me as well. And the actual word is fractured. He's saying it's fractured, and I'm picking up a sense. I'm picking up a sense of a political divide. Something in the community that divided the community in half, and it went. I've just got the name Hampton.
Hampton.
This is Hampton Court, but I've got the name Hampton. I've got the name Thomas as well.
Thomas.
Which I do hope. Well, it must be associated here. I'm getting bells ringing as well.
Bells.
Yeah. Now I'm being told about flames out there somewhere.
Flames. Right.
Now I've just said fire. So why they said flames, I don't know. John?
Yeah?
I'm picking up a wicked man.
A wicked
man?
man?
A sense of a wicked man. And he made such an impact. He left his aura of wickedness, if you like.
In this building or just the area as well?
Well, I'm just picking it up here in the building.
A wicked man.
But if he's wicked, he'd have taken his personality with him, wouldn't he? So I'm getting two-faced as well.
That would fit, actually. I am aware of a character who would be regarded as wicked and would be regarded as two-faced.
Right, okay. Yeah, a bit po-faced as well, I'm being told.
Could have called him po-faced.
Yeah. He harboured grudges. It's like he didn't like anyone. But it's like he had his own standard of living to live up to. His own standard. But it wasn't a good one. He didn't make friends.
As I said, I'm aware of one significant character.
Well, the history books would mention this guy, I think.
They certainly do. If it's the same person.
There's only one person in over hundreds of years. There's one wicked character. I'm not getting the time date. But it's like, all I've got to say to people is, and people would know, wicked man.
If they said the name, they wouldn't know, right?
Yeah. I'm picking up a sense of judgment and guilt.
With this man?
Yeah. And I've just heard attorney mentioned to me.
Right.
Now, I can't take that away because, like I said to you, if I hear things, I repeat it, and it's attorney. And general, I don't know if he's a general, but general attorney?
General.
I get the sense of, I've just heard general, but I don't know if it's, because there's a term, general attorney, isn't there? Or not?
The general, you're on the right lines. The person I'm thinking of has a legal connection.
But was he wicked?
He was wicked, and there is also the term title general connected with him.
Right.
So,
see, I'm interested in history, but I don't even know who I'm talking about.
And you said earlier on that everyone would know his name, he's in the history books. Well, the person I'm thinking of is very significant, is connected to Ipswich and also possibly to this building.
Right. I feel I should know this, John, shouldn't I? And I'll kick myself when you say who it is.
I'll tell you what, and I want to take you now to a part of the building that's not open to the public, and I want to see what impressions you get. So, if you follow me.
only what, John? Matthew Hopkins, isn't it?
Got it in one.
Yeah. I'm kicking myself because I honestly didn't. When I repeated what I had, I just didn't know.
The Witchfinder General.
But just now it came to me. Yeah.
And he supposedly at one time was a lawyer in Ipswich, so that's a legal connection.
Oh, good grief.
And he did judge people.
Yeah. Oh, chuffed.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that.
So what do you think of this then?
I think this is absolutely gorgeous in a funny type of way.
What do you mean?
Because I feel a bit. I know it's dark in here, and part of me says it is dark, you know. But it's beautiful at the same time. I'm getting emotional, you know, picking up emotions, like tears and stuff. I can't understand it. I really can't picture why I'm getting emotional. And I'm getting emotional on behalf of other people. This is like a religious place, like a church or something. And I'm picking up something here, like an altar.
In this area?
Here, people would come in here and face something. And if I'm picking up church, it's logical for me to think altar. And it's like a slab, or a table, trestle table. I get the name Kate as well.
Kate.
I don't know where Kate comes from, I don't know the association, I've just been told Kate. And William, but I'm not talking about our Kate and William. The second. Why am I getting the second?
The second.
King something the second at the time of summoning the second. I'm abiding. Oh, church, you abide in God, don't you? They all abide together. It's like secretive in a way.
Yes.
Right? But a group of people, but secretive, even though they're worshipping. Oh, hang on, wait a minute, Catholic connections, is it? Because I know this anyway. The religion at the time, Catholics hid away persecution. A gathering of like-minded people, Catholics I presume. A sense of danger. Got the name Clark, usually get the name Clark. Got the name Clark. And once again, these people, normal people, but out in the public, they just didn't talk about this. And the man in charge took his life in his hands by doing this.
He would have done it. Do you want me to enlighten you?
Mum's the word.
Mum's the word.
Yeah, go on then, tell me. I don't...
Well, this actually was a Catholic chapel.
Right.
The family that owned this house were royalists and Catholics. You can imagine in the 17th century, Catholics were regarded with hostility because they're enemies of the state. So they had to meet in secret, worship in secret, and this was a secret chapel. Only Catholics would have known about it. Obviously, the priests that were conducting the services would, if they'd been caught, they would have been executed. So you're right there. And also, the interesting thing you said, the second. There is a legend connected with this room that Charles II supposedly hid here after the Battle of Worcester. So, but that probably explains the second bit. But you were spot on everything.
I just saw the second, you know, Roman numerals, you know.
Well, I could also say that years ago, when I used to show people this room, there was a wax effigy of Charles II in here.
But I've got a sense of people bowing in here.
Well, they would have done.
I wonder if they bowed to the effigy then, or they.
I imagine bowing, you know, for the religious services. But this was actually only found in 1801. A workman discovered it, so it'd been hidden for a couple of 100 years. But as I said, you can imagine in the 17th century, the English Civil War, Catholics being persecuted, executed.
But see, I picked up a sense of beauty. Now, it's nice. I've seen beautiful places, and this isn't as beautiful as I've seen before. But the sense of beauty is here.
Well, I'm really pleased about what you got, Paul, so shall we move on? So, Paul, the end of the investigation, your conclusions?
I'm happy, John. I picked up the attorney, which I heard, which turned out to be Matthew Hopkins.
The wicked man.
And we've just got the church, or the chapel upstairs, which I'm chuffed about as well. And that shadow I sensed, you know, in the gallery, which I'm really pleased about. But I'm not sure about the flame or the burning sensation.
The times.
So you may enlighten me.
Well, that's connected with Matthew Hopkins, because Matthew Hopkins during the English Civil War was a self-styled witchfinder general. Now he came to Ipswich in 1645 looking for witches, and several people were accused of witchcraft, including a lady called Mary Lackland.
I don't know her, but I have heard. I know General Hopkins, Matthew Hopkins, and the witch trials, but I don't know as much as you do.
Now she lived nearby in the street adjoining this building. She was accused of murdering her husband and several other people by Hopkins. She was accused of having 3 imps, 2 dogs and a mole, and she allegedly confessed to being a witch for 20 years. Now how they got people to confess was quite cruel. They wouldn't allow them to sleep. Sleep deprivation, they keep them walking up and down, and you can imagine after a few days of that you'd confess to anything just to stop the torture. She was burnt at the stake.
Hence my body feeling burnt.
In Ipswich. The funny thing was, she wasn't burnt at the stake for being a witch. She was burnt at the stake for petty treason, because the husband was regarded as a representative of the king. She was accused of killing him, so therefore she was committing treason against the king.
Okay.
And the ironic thing was, this was at a time when Parliament was fighting the king in the English Civil War. So she sadly was burnt at the stake just up the road. And
so hence the flame, I wanted to go out of the building, didn't I?
And she's believed to have some connection with this building, because there are suggestions it was, well obviously it was a trumped up charge, witchcraft and imps, but she was tried in Ipswich. The other people who were accused of witchcraft went to Bury, so there seemed to be a suggestion that they wanted to keep her in Ipswich to make sure she was convicted. And there is a theory that she was a royalist spy, friendly with a family that lived here, the Sparrows, and she was set up, accused of witchcraft because they just wanted her out of the way. And she's believed her spirit to still linger on in this area, because obviously what happened to her, you imagine being burnt at the stake, what a terrible death.
I don't even want to imagine it, John. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
It does, I'm really pleased. And you also mentioned Thomas and Hampton Court. Well, Wolsey, Cardinal Wolsey. He owned Hampton Court, didn't he? And he came from Ipswich. Of
course he did.
And he gave it to Henry VIII as a present to sort of stay in favour, because it didn't work. He ended up sadly falling out of favour and dying. But yes, he was an Ipswich man, so I'm really pleased.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're pleased, and onwards and upwards, eh?
Yeah. So that concludes another investigation for the team, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.